Many years, the Penrith club gauged the success of their season on how they fared against Parramatta. Then they made finals football, then they won premierships. No longer was it little brother against big brother. Michael Jennings comes back for his first game since Origin 1, hasn't played for the Panthers since round 11. What's his influence this afternoon?
Well, he's got to be the spark. I mean, I've got this Parramatta backline starting to look all right. There's some big-name players there. They're all tall and fast. Jennings is the speed man in this Penrith side. He's got to get himself involved in the game. And
Trent Waterhouse is their forward leader. Strong reports he might be in the New South Wales side for Origin 3. Captains aside this afternoon, and this is the lineup. Jared Sammett at fullback, Brad Ty and Junior Tia Khalifi makes his first grade debut. Michael Jennings alongside Gavin Cooper in the centres. Wade Graham and Luke Walsh, it's the halves pairing. Nathan Smith locks the scrum. Trent Waterhouse, the captain, with Frank Pritchard, Tim Grant, Paul Aiton and Frank Pulatua. And coming off their bench, Joseph Paulo and Matthew Bell, Joel Romello and Maurice Blair. They are coached by Matt Elliott. Well, Jared Hayne in outstanding form. That young man of the match last week, Daniel Moore, or a couple of weeks ago, I'm sorry. He's only played 4 first-grade games, Daniel Mortimer, but looks very much at home in the number 6 jersey. And he will be an important member of this lineup if the Eels are to go back-to-back. At fullback, Jared Hayne. On the wings, Luke Burt and Eric Gray. The centres are Joel Reddy. Ben Smith comes in for Kristen Inu, who was out with the flu. Daniel Mortimer is the 5'8", Jeff Robson at halfback. The back row is Todd Lowry, Nathan Highmarsh, Roderick Wright comes in off the bench. Nathan Kalis captains aside, Matthew Keating and Tim Manor also into the run-on side. So dropping back, Fui Moimoi and Joe Nullavow. Kevin Kingston and Jeremy Lattimore, their coach, Daniel Anderson.
The time is on, and Welsh it is the halfback for the Panthers, who starts us off, and the ball marked by his opposite number and handed away to the captain, Kalis. And he'll play the ball on the first over on the eastern side of the ground with CUA Stadium basking in sunshine, 18 degrees here, and a pitch that has been perfectly prepared. A short side play, almost a little misunderstanding, but Growth it was that snapped it in. And now it's come away from Keating. He's the first dummy half, and that is Roderick Wright in 19. Strapping around the upper parts of the arm, up around the biceps on Roderick Wright. Play on the 5th tackle towards halfway for the first kick out of the Parramatta half from Daniel Mortimer, and now it's marked by Jared Sammett, and he comes back and he's jolted by Mortimer's tackle, and one of the prop forwards involved there as well.
And interesting to see for Parramatta Rays, Gavin Cooper takes it forward and is driven sideways. But Ben Smith, who came in for Kristen Inu, will play left side centre with Luke Bird. He's played most of his football in the centres on the right side, and have developed quite a relationship with Eric Growth over there. But Reddy and Growth were good last week together. They stay together. First penalty of the game against the visitors.
Jason Robinson giving the penalty against Ben Smith on that occasion for not being direct, and probably he didn't quite know whether he was a marker or back 10. And Robinson, you might have heard him say, once you grab him, I've got to penalise you. The rest was trying to let play go on if he could, but then he became obligated once Ben Smith got involved. Aiton taking the tap, Walsh goes across, picks up the head-geared Pulatua. Frank will play it now inside the 30, in the middle of the ground, and it's gone on to Walsh, and Walsh waves Pritchard on the inside. Pritchard it is that will play the ball now for the Panthers. So this is their first time down in this red zone. Very early in the game, Nathan Smith, Trent Waterhouse, Sammett was there. Oh, strong tackle by Parramatta. It's come loose and gone back, and Walsh has got it on to Pritchard, who's 2 metres out from the line. Heavy tackle on Waterhouse, but the ball came out the back. Now it's gone from Aiton, gone to Walsh, and quick hands to Jennings, and Jennings is a metre from the line. Play back again for Aiton. This time to go away, and over the line goes for the Panthers, Timmy Grant. Grant has scored. Well, how easy was that in the final wash-up?
Well, it was way too easy. It came after some strong defence from Parramatta in the preceding tackles, but they seem to rush up quickly here and pay no real attention to the man who gets the football. They all thought it was going outside to Frank Pulatua or even wider, and Tim Grant caught the football and was able to just force his way across, slam it down.
So Walsh will attempt conversion from about 12 in from touch, just inside the 20. Try scorer Tim Grant. He's been Penrith through and through. He was a member of the ball winning side. He was a member of the flag winning side. Born in Penrith, so he hasn't moved far with his love of the game.
Ironically, their coach was Brett Kenny. I was just talking to Brett earlier. Had the likes of Michael Jennings and Jeff Daniela in that side as well. As Walsh is successful.
Got 6-0 in the early stages of Sunday football on 9. And Luke Burt kicking off for Parramatta early, something they didn't want to be doing. That's Grant. He's wearing 10. Looking at some numbers in newspapers and what have you, the official advice. Oh, Pritchard! Good run down the left side. The official advice we had was that Pulatua would be in 10 and Grant would be in 8, but they switched jumpers. Now it's with Pritchard again, and here's Pulatua wearing 10 and the headgear. 37 metres away from the Parramatta line. 6-0 in favour of Panthers. Walsh for Grant. Try score. The easy try score. 5 gone. 8 for Walsh. Walsh goes up and it's coming down and across towards Cooper. He gets it away. And Brad Ty it was who swept it back on the inside in spectacular fashion and dived on by Nathan Kalis and Clark.
Well, the kick was a poor one from Luke Walsh, but the previous 5 tackles were outstanding. They came the length of the field comfortably. The Penrith team.
Here's Tim Manor. Schoolboys a few years ago. Junior Paulo might have been on that same side. It's gone through from Mortimer and gone under Burt, and Burt's got the ball away to right. And Broderick will play the ball 40 out from his own line. They haven't been first try scorers many times this year, Parramatta, and that trend continues in this game today. And the offload to Robson has gone forward as far as I can see from Hindmarsh. And it's been recalled for scrum just on the Penrith side of halfway.
The crowd's come in here late today for this one. As we see here, Hindmarsh looking to sneak one out, but lost his handle on it. Tremendous crowd here. Sunday afternoon football in the Golden West. You got to love it. I don't know why they don't play every Sunday out here. Have a look at it.
Can you believe they haven't had an afternoon game? They haven't had a daylight game for 10 months, Penrith?
Ridiculous.
I guess the thing is, Ray, that there aren't that many sunlight games each weekend, either, unless you're probably 2 games.
Exactly.
That's
right.
about it.
Cooper.
Maybe one in New Zealand every now and then.
Sunday afternoon in the Golden West. It should be compulsory.
He was 8 away to Waterhouse. I hate to say this, but I agree with you. Aiton again, Walsh is with it, across the face of the try scorer, and then Nathan Smith dropping off a short ball. And played over there by Wade Graham. Back to his number 7, now for Pulatua. And Penrith with a 6-0 lead at the 7.5-minute mark. And the last tackle again for Walsh to stab it in. Ben Smith and Cooper. It's a line dropout, so he's all the Parramatta cleaned it up. This bloke probably, Ben Smith. There were 2 of them involved, together with Cooper.
Well, it's all Penrith at the moment. That was a much better kick from Luke Walsh. And Ben Smith, with his height, was easily able to get the ball over the dead ball line in front of Gavin Cooper. They look very energetic and enthusiastic. They come off a 16-day break, the Panthers. Haven't played for that long. Had a bye. Only 2 straight losses, but they look fresh and ready to go.
Young junior Tia Khalifi on debut today. Graham then behind Grant, a second man play for Pulatua. Inside 20 again. They've almost taken up permanent residency down here. Waterhouse, a one-hander, Nathan Smith, and now with Grant, and Grant sandwiched by Broderick Wright and Nathan Hindmarsh. Play to Aiton. Now for Walsh. Walsh goes behind, finds Zammit. Zammit is pulled down and tackled. Ben Smith defending left side with Mortimer. Aiton fires it. Walsh gives it on. Graham is with it. Looks for Pritchard. Tries to put him through. Pritchard got what could have been a miracle ball back and away to Graham, but it's gone to Graham.
Well, this attempted pass by Pritchard, it was right out of the Arthur Beetson mould. And that's fairly high praise. Probably none higher, actually. he gets in between players and was able to hold the ball in one hand and release it out of it. Look at that, that's brilliant. That is something Arthur Beetson would attempt. It was even too good for his support player.
Parramatta. Eric Gross nominated to take it away. Timmy Gilbert sideline today. G'day, Tim.
Hey, Rabs. Sunday afternoon football in the Golden West, and they are postcard conditions, aren't they? Beautiful blue sky. I'm sure I saw someone roll out a beach towel before. Now, the Panthers off to a great start in this game. Good things off the field for them this week. The re-signing of Sanyo, that big $37,000 cheque for charity. Good things at the Panthers at the moment.
It's Kalis shouldering the ball ahead. He'll play the ball a few metres on his own side of halfway. Now Keating down to Samet. Goonside Junior. He's hit very hard. Roderick Wright was the chief tackler, and it was a hard shot with Jeff Robson involved. 33 metres out from the line now for Penrith.
There you can see the equation on the competition ladder. Ninth on percentages, Penrith. A win today would take them back into the top 8, and the gap starting to open up at the bottom of that top 8. Parramatta need to close it up if they are to be a chance of a late rush.
Walsh, Waterhouse, attracting the attention of 3 Parramatta defence players. Now it's with Walsh again. He's able to get a kick in. He's going to bounce towards sideline. Growth arrives in time. And he's upended and put away just outside his own 10-metre line. Played by Growth, and Hayne was the dummy half. Ready it is. He and Growth had an excellent combination going last Sunday. Mortimer across now for Lowry, number 13, almost on a permanent basis these days, given that Felipe Mateo is not there. And given that Felipe Mateo is not there, Robson and Mortimer serving a bit more time together than has been the norm for Parramatta for 6 and 7. Here's Mortimer now driving, keeping it low, wriggles its way down towards Tia Khalifi. Just beyond the 30-metre line. This is Jennings, and a penalty against Parramatta. They're inside the 10.
Got to line up, mate. That's a lazy penalty. 6-0 down on the scoreboard, and you get the ball on the opposition half of the field. You want to make it as hard as possible for them to get another look at your end, and that's just total lack of attention to detail there. Not lining up with the referee. Really lazy stuff.
The body language doesn't look as exciting as it was last Sunday, does it?
Well, that's so irritating if you're a coach.
Kolotua.
You've got to have the discipline to line up, look along the line, and not concede soft penalties.
Walsh, Waterhouse, juggled it and then got it back in when taking the tackle. But they're only 15 away again from the line. Walsh across the face of Grant, and here's Pritchard steaming onto it. Got a pass away, did he? No, in fact he didn't, but he was told to play the ball, and the penalty's gone to Parramatta.
It's tackle. Well, that was a funny one. I thought he'd let go of the ball the first time too.
Pass the ball. You had to stand and play it.
And the referee asked him to play the ball, and Frank said, well, I wasn't finished. I still think I could have got it away.
I still reckon he's passed it.
He did pass it.
He did. Well, did he?
He did, and it bounced off his legs and come back. I thought he'd passed it.
Well, obviously I did too, because I had to go back and say, hey, no, he still got the ball. But that's what's happened. He did pass. Here's Kalis.
And in passing, I'm trying to work out how he wasn't offside. Samet was behind him, and he did pass. But anyway, I'll play on. Lowry down the short side, throws the dummy to high mask, makes it to the halfway line.
Tackles Cooper. Through from Mortimer to Kalis, and Kalis hunting his back over, and then the high mask Mortimer. Beautiful hands, Robson. There's the long ball looking for Eric Gross. Gross now coming to the winger on debut today, Tia Khalifi, but was tackled by Jennings. Now Parramatta visits inside the 30. It's gone back for Keating. He's able to get a ball away. Robson gives it on. Here's Jared Hayne. Back for Robson. Robson looking back in the middle of the ground. He finds Daniel Mortimer. He throws a pass that's inviting an intercept, but it's gone to Ben Smith. He's able to get the ball away, but it's gone into touch. Well, that was a bit more exciting from Parramatta.
Yeah, good footy, good defence. Hope that's not a beer, hope it's water. Just watch Nathan Hindmarsh here and Kalis combining in the middle of the field with those one-arm offloads. We pointed this out last week. When you're playing on a nice dry Sunday afternoon, it brings skills to light that we don't get enough, we don't see enough. Kalis and Hindmarsh were doing that last week. I suspect we'll see more of it this afternoon.
Cooper taking the play following Tim Grant. Here's Frank Pelletier. Today's NRL One community partner is the National Breast Cancer Foundation. The National Breast Cancer Foundation raises money, of course, for research into the prevention, detection and treatment of breast cancer. That website will show you how you can help with donations to the foundation. And we are proud to be associated with the One Community program each and every Sunday. Jared Hayne playing the ball on the 20-metre line. Down their own end of the park again. Where Eric Grove will play the ball inside 30. Aiton dragging around the legs and Grant up the top. Now for Tim Manor. Hand off for Hindmarsh. There's nobody really running onto the ball though. Here's Burt and that's come back for Kalis and here's a chance. A little bit of a gap for Mortimer. He weaves through. He's over the 40. He's got support. Reddy's away. He's a real flyer. And they're signalling to him, come around, come around. And he puts the ball down to Joel Reddy to celebrate his half-century of first-grade games.
And a beautiful try from Parramatta. They're getting some offloads going, and that time Daniel Mortimer saw open spaces, put the foot down, and he showed great acceleration. Tim Manor going across field, finds Nathan Hindmarsh. He keeps it alive. And eventually the ball goes to Luke Burt on to Kalis. Beautiful move on Cooper. And then wonderful footwork there from Daniel Mortimer. Looked either side, saw the best support player was Joel Reddy, who juggled the football. And he raced away. Well-constructed try with the forwards combining with the backs.
All came from the offloads, didn't it? Keeping the ball alive in tackles. Hindmarsh and Kalis, we just pointed them out. Their confidence on a nice dry pitch to hold the ball in one arm and release.
Reddy to Mortimer.
Yeah,
Mortimer to Reddy, I should say.
If you see that replay again, how close did Joel Reddy go to dropping the ball with open spaces?
I was looking in back play. Let me just look at this with Luke Burt. He gets it, so it's 6-all. There was a lot of attention paid to Daniel Mortimer. He was injured when tackled. And in the silver boots, Luke Walsh kicks off for the Panthers this time. Parramatta stung into a bit of action, the type of action we saw from them last Sunday. Levelling up after 18 minutes of play, we are locked at 6-all. With Kalis and Hindmarsh driving the wagon up towards the 30-metre line.
And stung into action on the back of some possession as well, Ray. They had very little football early in this game, but they've had some good possession in the last few minutes and taken advantage. Keating kicks out of dummy half.
And he's found it.
Is that a 40-20?
It sure is. It sure is. That's a beauty.
He's a wholehearted player, this fella. He is class with the capital C. Inside the 40, finding the line.
Well, that'll keep the momentum going in the right direction for them.
So Parramatta will get the feed here, and they'll only be about 18 metres out from the line on the first tackle.
It's a great play, isn't it? I love the 40-20. And it was well executed there. The fellas who aren't long kickers, if they can hook them back like that, they'll get a little bit of run on it, and he got it there.
He's ready, trying to get outside Jennings. The ball went to ground. Groth is with it.
Yeah, it was touched by the Penrith defender.
I was going to say, I thought it might have been touched by a Panther, and it was. This is Reddy on the 10-metre line. Pritchard holding as long as he can. Played for Keating to go to Robson. He's gone across towards Hindmarsh, gave the ball to Mortimer. Mortimer away to Lowry. Lowry's pass goes over and bounces to Burt. Burt throws the pass back to Hayne. He beats a couple. He's stepping off his left foot. He's gone through a gap. He tries to beat another, and he's tackled 3 metres out from the line. Invasion at its best Here's Robson, and Robson spins and tries to get a ball away for Manor. But he'll play the ball now 5 metres out from the line. Back for Keating. Now for Mortimer. Inside ball. Kalis. Kalis gets a pass away. Mortimer wasn't looking. Picked it up though. Now he's with the ball. Back to Mortimer. He's over to score. The number 6. Mortimer scores again for Parramatta.
And he did very well on 2 occasions there, Daniel Mortimer. Firstly to pick up a difficult pass, and then to keep the football alive on his outside and back up on the inside. They really looked like they were going to score probably 2 rucks earlier down this left side. Ben Smith went through into open spaces, but the ball went behind him. And then eventually they got the football back. What about the ability of Jared Hayne to go from no pace to top pace in a short period of time? Kalis, the offload again. They are killing the Panthers with the offload. Good pick up from Mortimer. Lowry does a great job, beats a couple and finds Mortimer backing up on the inside.
He doesn't seem to be that fast off the mark, but gee, I tell you what, he generates some speed, you know, once he puts it through the gears. And Burt it is that converts. Here at the Panthers, the club is rewarding all of the players that played first grade for them over the years, and Gus Gould was given his trophy just a little while ago by Michael Leary. What's all that about, Gus? What number are you?
Number 129. That's a trophy, a memento they're giving to all players in recognition of their contribution to first grade here at the Panthers. So if you are a former first grader with Penrith, or you know of one, you're all entitled to a memento there. Ring Mick Leary at the Penrith Leagues Club, and they'll only be too happy to get yours out to you. But it's a wonderful gesture by the club, very special.
Piece down here, Rabs, and Junior Tia Khalifi today became player 488. He got his jersey from Petro just before the game.
This is Broderick Wright. He walked into the ground with one of the rugby league card collectors. And he came up with a card of Gus when Gus was playing first grade for Penrith. Oh my God, there's been some changes in the appearances of the big fella. We all changed, but this was dramatic, I can assure you. Here's Manor, almost to halfway.
I look exactly the same, my cards.
Mortimer now. And that's going away. The Tia Khalifi comes from the Minchinbury Jets. He played under 17s and SG ball with the try scorer, Tim Grant. Here's Jennings.
When I first came to Penrith, Minchinbury was all farms. They wouldn't have had enough people for a footy team. Nowadays, a lot of kids out there enjoying their footy.
He's gone to the bench now. Matthew Elliott and Matthew Bell it was taking that play. In fact, the bench comes from wide and far. Matthew Bell from Brisbane, Romello from Darwin, Morris Blair from Maryborough, and Joe Paulo from Auckland. So it's a real smorgasbord on the bench today as far as places of birth are concerned. Walsh's kick, marked by Hayne, didn't even have to move. And he's taken it back to the 30-metre line.
Yeah, tide has turned on the back of possession and points now. Eric Grath winds it up and will go a long way before finding the defence. Just on that 40-20 kick from Keating. I love the 40-20 because I think they've got the mix right of risk and reward with the kick. You need to come up with a beauty, but if you don't, you probably hand it over a little bit of field position that you wouldn't if you were driving it to the try line.
Keating going out from dummy half and asking the question. It nearly came back unanswered. He was almost through. Now Mortimer in for Lowry. And Lowry put away just outside the Penrith 30-metre line. 5 gone. Nullavour's gone on now. Mortimer. He got a kick away for Luke Burt, who bats the ball forward. And Penrith jump on it.
Forward off Luke Burt. Bring out 10.
No
Change over
advantage
here.
there for Penrith, so he's going to bring it back out for the turnover, and Penrith will play the ball.
And Gus so unlucky here. If he gets a decent bounce, Luke Burt, the kick was perfectly placed.
Yeah, it was. The bounce a little too high for him. I think probably if you're going to bat it like that, he probably should have caught it and taken the odds to getting his arms free, but they're the ones out there, they know best. Would have looked spectacular if it came off.
Play then by Smith. This is Wade Graham. 40-metre line. Aiton's pass to Walsh. Suspect. Walsh is through a gap. He's got Jared Hayne to beat. Hayne shows him the sideline. Walsh goes for another gear. Now he steps, loses his footing. Now he's taken and put away by Ben Smith. Close to the line. Long run for the number 7. Now back for Samet. It's gone away to Graham. They've gone from the right side to the left side with 2 passes. Jennings, he goes through and Jennings will score. Michael Jennings, in his first game since Origin, 1, scores on the left side.
Well, he's had a few weeks on the sideline, has Michael Jennings, with a crook calf, but he's lost none of his explosive power. Strong hips, so strong down below, and the drive. Wonderful work from Luke Walsh here. He made some good decisions here. There's a bit of checkered running for his support players, so he took it on himself, and he was only unfortunate that he slipped over, because he probably would have got up and scored. Nice pass here for Wade Graham, and then with space and time, bang, down he goes. Drives through Michael Jennings. New South Wales selectors will love seeing that.
I cannot believe the difference in this football team since the arrival of that young halfback, Luke Walsh. What a difference it makes to your squad and to every other player. There's your try scorer, Michael Jennings. What a difference it makes to your team when you've got a bloke in the 7 jersey who knows his job and is comfortable in that role. A genuine halfback. They've been lacking one ever since the loss of Craig Gower. Even he at times was considered a makeshift halfback. But this fella's the genuine article, and he's given the team organisation, focus, someone to relate to when you're in different positions of the field. And he's good at his job. He's not big, but he's smart.
And he showed that smarts in that run there too. I'm talking about the decision making. The support players weren't in a good position to throw the pass to. At one stage, he almost faked the kick. I think too many players are kick happy in the game today when they do get into a bit of open space. And then he took on Jared Hayne and was unlucky that he slipped when they both hit the ground. But fortunately for Luke Walsh and his team, they scored on the next ruck. He did well.
10 in from touch on the eastern side, and he's guided it beautifully. So a further 2 points on the scoreboard, and we're back to even Stevens again. For Parramatta, they start again. Match that like a seesaw. Tia Khalifi again. Just inside 30. Aiton, no look pass, finding Joseph Paulo. The big mop of hair, not hard to see. Aiton, Walsh in, Waterhouse with it. Waterhouse gives it, gone to Pritchard, taken by Reddy and also by Robson. It's a good tackle by Reddy. Pritchard's big and strong, and Reddy wrapped him and the ball all up in one. Nathan Smith on halfway, taken by Hindmarsh on the 5th tackle. Assistance from Wright and from Keating. The pass from the ground, away to Luke Walsh, and Walsh drives it down the ground, and here's Luke Burt on the carry back, coming to Jared Samet. And Fui is getting ready to come on. So Jared Hayne it is that takes it out beyond 20. Toyota NRL Dream Team. That's the official NRL fantasy competition, thanks to Telstra Big Ponds. There's still heaps of great weekly prizes up for grabs, so join in the fun and make your coaching dreams come true. Just log on to NRL.com. It's that simple to get more details. Penalty Parramatta.
Hey, it's made a second effort's trading at the ball. Yeah, I know. Talk to him about it.
Jason Robinson giving Trent Waterhouse a blunt description of why the penalty.
Yeah, and the penalty on Joe Nullavow there, who double change came on. Fui Moimoi, of course, Joe Nullavow, one of the stars in the Penrith victory. 2005 as Jeremy Lattimore gets a touch, 35 out opposition line.
Keating then gets a call from Mortimer, gone open side back to the short side, and Lowry was there waiting for his 5/8. Now from Keating on to Lattimore. Now for Hindmarsh. He's into vacant pasture and he scores, Nathan Hindmarsh. And he just rushed through like a gate that hadn't been latched.
Nathan Hindmarsh.
John, I know you're going to say. You might as well.
That was Hindmarsh, Rabbit.
I know where you're going to go with this one.
Well, there was nothing much to it, just a little bit of soft defence. Nathan Hindmarsh got into the backfield, sprinted towards the line, probably a little surprised the gap comes so easy, but he gave the fullback no chance once he got there. Look at him accelerate. We've seen him save so many tries with that speed and cover defence, but on this occasion he made his way to the line, and love to see him in a blue jersey.
Gus, I think you're being kind with soft defence. I don't think it was that good. Paul Aiton missed him almost completely going low, and Frank Pritchard just a token effort after that. And time does get away. Of course, the Panthers won in 2003, not 05. But Luke Burt looking to keep 100% today, but that was awful defence.
So Luke Burt converts. It's 18 plays 12 now. Parramatta back in front. Tim Gilbert sideline again.
Oh, just some stats to back up Gus on Nathan Hindmarsh. 16 Origin games he's played. He's played 15 for Australia. That's his 57th try for Parramatta in 228 points now. Outstanding figures. He's still only 29.
I was reading a lovely story about him today in the Sunday Telegraph, where his own boy, I think his name is Rowdy, has had some problems, but in the bed next to Nathan's boy was another boy that was much worse off than Nathan's boy, and he spent a lot of time talking to the other lad who had multiple burns. It's probably the part of Nathan Hindmarsh that you like so much. He's a wonderful person. He's a wonderful person. Joe Nallavau and his Furi inside the 40-metre line. Playing it back for Keating. And that is Lowry with a short ball to Lattimore. And Lattimore is tackled just beyond 40. Played to Keating, goes behind Moy, who was standing there. I'm not quite sure whether he was just trying to make some kind of a professional obstruction. And Sammet it is with the ball, and now they pick him up and carry him back. Tia Khalifi is busy, and he's tough. Just taken by Keating and Lattimore. This is Aiton. And then a ball back and going through at full speed there is the 17, Morris Blair. And Blair has got it down to the 10-metre line. Generated by the dummy half, and another. It's come through from Walsh and gone out in front of Sammet. It's with Nathan Smith. He's got the ball to Junior Paulo. He'll score. Joseph. Joseph became Junior and then became Joseph again. But Paulo has scored.
Well, it's a good game of footy. Very exciting stuff. It's tit for tat. And this time it's Penrith. Try coming up the middle of the ruck. It's where it initiated. Beautiful ball from Graham. And then Maurice Blair did really well here as well. Parramatta covered this because Brad Ties on his inside. Two really quick men. But they were able to nullify getting the pass away. And then Nathan Smith, after the ball went astray, summed up the situation perfectly. Looked up, was going to throw it, and then saw that there was an unmarked man out wide with the surname of Paulo. And he scored in the corner with the kick to come. But it's end-to-end stuff. Plenty of offloads, plenty of open play. Not a lot of great defence, but some good football to watch.
Didn't Parramatta have a Junior Paulo?
Yeah, still do, I think.
Well, anyway, Junior, Joseph Junior. Paulo has scored, Phil.
Was a couple of really good decisions in that try. The first one from Maurice Blair not to panic when he made his break into the backfield. Instead of throwing a loose pass, he said, well, I'll just get up and play the ball. Something might happen on the next ruck. And it did. And it was a really good decision by Nathan Smith, who could have easily panicked when the ball bounced and defences were rushing in. But he's a pretty heady player himself. And he just slowed down and threw the long pass. And Junior Joseph scored in the corner. Joseph Junior. What's his name, Rabs? Joseph Paulo scored in the corner.
Oh, it's wonderful. The support you get from The commentary team at Channel 9. Here's the kick from Walsh. It's offline.
Stay behind.
Sunday football on 9. Random acts of kindness following the news. And then, of course, 60 minutes following that new program with Scott and Carl and Simone Jade. Good program. Nice stuff.
Did you see the one last week where they gave that bloke the red ute, the V8 ute?
I did indeed.
And he started doing figure eights and all sorts of things. Roger Federer and Andy Roddick going around at Wimbledon tonight.
I think that random acts of kindness has got a rugby league related story involved in it somewhere. Here's Walsh going in again for Blair. Now it's gone back for Jennings, and Jennings to Waterhouse, a backhander, Nathan Smith, and here is Joseph Paulo, taken 10 metres out from the line. Dazzle, football. Luke Walsh is knocked off.
Last tackle, boys.
Yeah, it was a tired pass out of dummy half. The last thing you want to be thinking about on tackle 5 is whether you've got to catch the ball. You want it right in your hands. It just didn't happen for him. Parramatta quick to play on. Warming up to a good game of footy, this. I like it.
Nullavow in his own 20. Lowry is with the ball. Taken by Matthew Bell in 15. Michael Jennings in 3. That is Lattimore. Nathan Smith draped around the legs. Almost a permanent fixture. He's one of those players that does so much work. Moy, Keating, Robson, Mortimer away for Ben Smith, and the big fella tries to break through. There's no luck with injuries, Ben Smith. He's in the top grade. Is Hayne with a kick, and there's Paulo back there to recover for the Panthers. Samet, will-o'-the-wisp fullback, ball going loose, picked up there by Cooper.
It's dead set thrill a minute. I'm not sure whether the coaches will be overly impressed, but as a fan of the game, this is great stuff. The offload from Mortimer was superb. He had 4 blokes hanging on. He flipped it out the back.
Played by Graham, lazily, and Ty. Got to pass away. Matthew Bell cutting back in. Ayton, he's causing a lot of bother, this fellow. Paul Ayton, it's gone out the back. It's been battered back by Panthers. This is Matthew Bell. They're appealing for 6 more, and he doesn't take any notice of them. Jason Robinson, because it was a Penrith player that batted it back. Now Walsh puts a kick up. Here's Jared coming up. The ball is allowed to bounce. Wade Graham puts it on the boot. Jennings might score again. Yes, he does. Jennings has gone over to claim a try, which will be examined.
Yes, we'll go back to see where the Chasers are in relation to the final kick there from Wade Graham, and also if there was any interference in the contest. It didn't appear as though that was the case. The kick went up from Luke Walsh. The Chasers are onside except for one. Not sure if he gets involved in play. Doesn't appear as though that is the case. Nope, stays out of it. Jared Hayne doesn't get there. Graham turns his back, then realises he should keep it alive courtesy of the boot along the ground, and Michael Jennings waits for the good bounce to get his second.
No problem. No problem at all. Jared Hayne wasn't going to get interested in that kick, and then all of a sudden he made a late surge at it. Wade Graham jumped a little early but didn't interfere, and the second kick is always a dangerous one. Jennings very calmly scoops it up and puts the ball down. That'll be no problem. The Panthers will hit the lead within the shadows of half-time.
Bill Harrigan, the video referee today, and he agrees, puts up the green lights. Under 2 minutes of the half remaining, and Penrith leading by 2 points. With the kick and goal to come.
He did a really smart thing there, Lukey Walsh, the halfback. Before he kicked that, he had a look and saw how deep Jared Hayne was, and he thought, well, I'm not going to kick it to you and allow you to run it back at us. He kicked it to where Jared Hayne had to run to the ball. When that 5th tackle went down, Jared Hayne was way back deep. If he just kicks downfield, well, he succumbs possession and Jared Hayne winds up and anything can happen. But he took a good, sustained look at him, kicked it and said, Jared Hayne, if you want it, you've got to move for it. And in the end, it caused enough confusion for the Panthers to come up with the ball. What did Jack Gibson used to say? Only kick it as far as you can chase it.
He has a good strike rate too, the 5'8" Wade Graham from kicks. I remember he scored a couple against the Roosters up here a number of weeks back. I've seen him catch a deflection and put one of his players away for a try in another match, and on that occasion he chased through, kept his head as well.
And this time Luke Walsh is right on line. So they go out to a 4-point lead, approaching half-time. 22 plays 18. Sideline again for Tim.
Rabs, they say who hesitates is lost, and I don't know whether Daniel Anderson will be too happy with Jared Hayne. He had the opportunity to charge in, like Gus said. He didn't do that, and then next thing you know, the Panthers are over. Here he is. This may mean he may have a big second half. He hasn't had a big first half.
Yeah, he seemed to be in two minds, and you're quite right. He probably hesitated, but then again, he probably had a problem with Sun, and I noticed that Eric Gross sort of got half involved as well. There might have been some outside agencies that aided Hayne making the decision that he did. This is Bell with the ball.
I just think it was a well-placed kick. I think he tempted him, and he got the result he wanted. There's your siren, Rabbits.
Thank you, Gus. That's very knowledgeable of you. There's Tia Khalifi being tackled right on half-time. It's 22 plays 18. The second half is underway. Off the boot of Luke Burt. And it goes down for Samad to give it back for Paulo to bring it back towards the 20-metre line. This is Tia Khalifi again. I was going to give a little mention earlier that this fellow's been very, very good with the dummy half, Paul Ayton. He has started a couple of exciting things through the middle. Comes from Rabaul up in Papua New Guinea and has played for that national side 5 times. Here he is with the ball, the 9. Walsh goes away wide for Waterhouse, or should I say on the edges, from Ayton to Walsh, and Walsh on now to Morris Blair, and Blair is taken down over there by Daniel Mortimer. 30 metres away from the Parramatta line, and Walsh it is that goes high. Ball drifting down towards Reddy. It came back off a Penrith hand, so it's with Walsh again, and it's still the 5th tackle. The referee's hand in the air as the ball is kicked now by Matthew Bell. Over to the other side of the ground, Morris Blair got a catch on it, and the Parramatta had 1-on-2, and Daniel Mortimer came up with the ball. So they're not going back into their shell, it would appear, neither side. Every play is desperate. That's Lattimore on the 40-metre line. Keating sweeping it off the ground for Lowry to reach halfway. And a penalty. He's had a...
Mate, he wasn't in a tackle and he flopped in late.
A second dip, and he's called it a flop. So Parramatta will go way down, I would imagine, somewhere around about 25 metres. Well, they've just simply taken a quick tap. Down to the 30-metre line. Played by Jared Hayne. Now for Lattimore. Paulo and Bell making the tackle. 20 metres in from the eastern side, and he lost the ball. Whatever pressure they were thinking of applying has been undone in the play of the ball. Let's go down to the sideline. Tim Gilbert's got a very special guest with him.
You certainly do, Rabs. The injured captain for the Penrith Panthers, Petro Sivanasiva. A good start, Petro. What do you want from these guys in the second half?
Yeah, I think the coach has been pretty happy with our attack. I think defensively, though, we need to lock up that ball. Parramatta have been able to generate a fair bit of second phase play, so you know, we just need to be strong in that regard.
You're seeing a specialist this week about the toe. What's the story?
Yeah, hopefully it's not as bad as what they first thought. At the moment, they're telling me 6 weeks, but I'm sort of hopeful that I'm going to be back a bit earlier.
You're going to miss State of Origin, obviously, this Queensland side. There's a few blokes out injured.
There is, but you know, we've got some guys that are more than capable of pulling on that Maroon jersey and doing us proud.
There's another penalty. Thank you, Petro.
Cheers, thanks, mate.
They're funny footballers, aren't they? How long are you going to be out? Well, the doctor says 6, but I think I'll be back earlier. Everyone says the same thing. I'll be back earlier. Generally, they do.
Walsh then taking the kick for touch.
With apologies to a lot of front row, he's too articulate to be a front row.
I was going to say he's very eloquent, isn't he? Very elegant. Paulo. Walsh on the short side, working with Waterhouse. Waterhouse 25 away from the line. Aiton to Bell. And Bell is 15 out now from the line. So Walsh has called for it. He's got the ball. Now he's gone on to Graham. Graham goes around and gets the ball back to Samet, cutting out Cooper. And Samet to play the ball. They're 10 metres away from the line. Main tackle was Nullival. And it's gone across for Walsh, who just drops it back into Paulo. Back now for Smith, who's been good today. Always great in defence, but some of his attacking play has been very noticeable. Last tackle for the Panthers. Here's Walsh getting it on. Waterhouse is with it. Can he offload? He does. Walsh pops it up. It's on the ground. It's come back now with Graham. And he's ordered...
Penrith knock on Parramatta feed, right?
Ordered turnover.
Last tackle, guys.
Into trouble, Penrith.
Wait, Luke.
They keep throwing it out there. There'll be an occasion shortly where that man there, Eric Grove, is going to pick it up and go the length.
I'm liking the game. Some of the tries have been soft through poor defence, and just to give you an indication, we haven't used our brute big hit sign all afternoon. I think I'm the coach of one of these sides. I'm begging the players to get that sign out, because you've got to show some intensity in defence. Start hurting some people when you tackle.
Lattimore taken by Waterhouse. Down low with Paulo up the top. Daniel Mortimer dropping it down into the corner. He's urgent, Brad Ty. And he was for a moment, but then he realised it was going to go dead in goal. So 20-metre restart then for Penrith.
They kick on an earlier tackle there from Daniel Mortimer, found open space, but he did really well, Brad Ty, because he got there quickly, and by getting there quickly, he was able to make the decision based on what was happening. He didn't get there and feel as though he was forced to pick up the football. By getting there, he had time to let it roll over. It was Paulo. So, just shy of the 40, his own end of the field.
Just made the comment that this crowd, many of them came in very late. Here's a loose ball picked up by Ben Smith. Won't have the pace. Aiton rounds him up quickly, but Parramatta firmly on the attack inside the 20-metre line. Here is Lowry, the lock forward, getting it back, and away it goes from Keating onto Mortimer, onto Robson. Can he unload? He does. Back to Mortimer. He comes to Nathan Smith, who puts him on the hurdy-gurdy and throws him to the ground. Mortimer then. Robson running across towards Nullival. It takes the option of going to ground after tackle by Bell. Here's Hayne. He'll score, Jared Hayne. Well, is there a slipperier eel in the game at the moment than this fellow? He turns a quarter of a chance into 4 points again.
Yes, and again on the back of some ordinary defence, but some brilliant acceleration. Mentioned earlier about how he goes from almost standing still to top pace. So it wasn't Eric Growth who got away, it was Ben Smith. And then Jared Hayne went to the line. He sort of jumps around and then puts a foot down, gets rid of one defender, slices through. That's the kind of game we're watching. Defence is at a premium, but some wonderful attacking play. Wade Graham is the man who Hayne gets rid of.
Is there a slipperier eel in the game? That was poetic, Rabbits.
Slippery eel. Aaron Hayne has scored, and that was on the back of a hurdy-gurdy. We love the hurdy-gurdy in the human chair.
Don't go with him. Don't go with him. It's hard enough now.
Hang on, Luke Burt's kicking. They put him
now,
out.
Burt has hooked it. And hooked it away. There's the kickoff. And down to Robson. This is Lattimore. And he's met by Frank Pulatua. And Paul Aiton almost dropped the ball. Moi defending. It's really not his go. Moi would rather get back and just steam onto it. Now it's out to Luke Burt. That tie has got him covered now. Luke decides to step and go back. Gave up 5 metres really to come back in field. Now Hindmarsh ahead. An offload for Hayne again. And he gets it off, and that was Nathan Smith. It's okay to play on. Graham is with it. Now it's back for Jennings. Jennings, he'll take some stopping. He's not quite through the gap. 20 metres out. Again, Aiton, Graham, inside, Pulatua.
Well, they were a mile aside Parramatta. They were lucky to be back 3 metres.
So to the right side for Walsh. Now he goes behind Paulo, back to Waterhouse, back now to Pulatua. Pulatua taken by Lattimore and by Keating. And 9 metres out from the line, running to that northern goal line. Walsh away for Nathan Smith. And Smith is going to reel out and get it over the line. Oh, that's awesome, again. But Nathan Smith has been rewarded with a try.
And we could be looking at a scoreline of 60 to 50 by the end of this game if this continues. Nathan Smith backing through. They had no right to score, as we've seen on a number of occasions with tries. But a really good buy, Nathan Smith. He came up from the Canberra club. He was a centre 3/4, a real Luke Lewis lookalike. But he slotted into that back row beautifully. And he puts the bend out, slides out of the tackle, puts it out. Too strong for a couple of plays. Young Daniel Mortimer doing his best there. But again, it's tit for tat. One team scores, the other team gets to the other end, scores. 26-22 with a kick to come. Penrith lead at the moment.
It's terrible. I can imagine both coaches at half-time would have gone in and said, look, it's 22-18. Some of the tries have been really soft. The team that makes a statement in defence here today will win. The first team that stands shoulder to shoulder and discourages the opposition from running with some big hits and refuses to give up line breaks will win the game. And we've just seen 2 really soft tries since half-time. It's not good enough. The first team to aim up in defence here will win. But there's been no indication that either side wants to do it the hard way. They all want to do it the easy way. It's entertaining, but gee whiz. Tackle.
And Walsh has put a hook on this, no addition. 26 plays 22. Moi Moi is off. Wimbledon tonight, final of the men's between Federer and Roddick. And will he win his 15th Grand Slam title and become the greatest of them all?
Well, you took a game off Tony Roach a while back. Who do you like? Will he do it?
Yeah, he'll do it.
In 3?
I'm not prepared to say that, but he'll do it. So it's random acts of kindness and 60 minutes, and then at 10:45 we go to Wimbledon to the centre court. With John Newcomb and the team of tennis commentators. Now to Trent Waterhouse. He's on his own 30-metre line, tackled by Ben Smith. That is Joseph Paulo down the right side. So Walsh, the Pulatua. Panthers have got Romolo out there now in 16. Walsh has to step and he makes ground. He puts a little kick in. He gets the right bounce. He puts the ball down towards Romolo. It's loose on the ground, picked up by the Panthers.
First one.
But it's a knock-on ordered.
Change over here.
Smart change over time.
Change over
Smart
there,
play
boys.
by the little
Joel,
halfback.
Don't convince the driver.
He jinks and goes on tackle 5, realised he could have been tackled, so he kicks the ball and then just couldn't find a support player before it was knocked from his grasp. But again, very soft defence up the middle of the play the ball area. Tackle, where's the tackling, Rabbits?
His growth. He's ready. Nullavout, the growth. It's getting close to medication time. Hindmarsh.
If I was coaching either side of the day, I'd be on the drink already.
Kingston setting an example, of course.
Yeah.
Play by Kingston, given by Nullavout. Robson kicks. Samet comes across in the corner, and eventually it goes over that side.
See, defence is where you show your commitment and your desire. It's the hardest part of the game. What we're seeing out here is all skillful and it's lovely. We're all having a good time. Rabbits is giggling and laughing here. It's all wonderful. But I want to see which side wants to win the game. And to win the game, you've got to do the tough stuff. You've got to tackle. They're not tackling.
Defensive round the field, wow. That's where it is today.
I wish he had have asked you the question. Why would you come to me asking me where the defence is? How would I know where the defence is? You just keep harping on. There's the Toyota Cup score coming up for you. 40 played 30. Eels up against Panthers.
Plenty of defence in that one too.
34-28, the Raiders beat the Titans.
No one's tackling on Sunday. It's no tackle Sunday.
And Jared Samet knocking on.
Well,
Parramatta's loose head and feed on the 30-metre line now.
Yeah, well, it's Parramatta's turn, right? The scoreboard says so. They trail by 4. Offload there. Jared Samet tried to pick it up on the half volley, unable to do so.
So here they come. To the right side for Robson, and now for Reddy. And Reddy taken low by Tia Khalifa. Khalifi. Now to Nullavow. Just inside 20. Kingston in 14. Robson, dummy to Kalis. Hindmarsh ran a decoy. Mortimer's with the ball. Now Robson, now Kingston, now Hindmarsh, now Wright, now Hindmarsh. And they come at him with Jennings and Nathan Smith holding his progress. Kingston again. Kalis, a short ball for Broderick Wright. And Joe Nullavow gone to ground hurt. Kingston, Robson, Mortimer, Lowry, Payne, holds it back. Ben Smith almost through. 11 away, tackle 5, short side play. Lowry floats it over the sideline. Nothing happening, nothing doing that time.
No, and
to Joe.
I think Tia Khalifi came in off the wing and tackled him on suspicion. I want to come up with a false accusation, but no, it was the shoulder into the chest, shoulder area of Joe.
That's nothing.
Now Cooper. Graham pushing it over to Jennings, and Jennings taken by Hindmarsh and Reddy. Tia Khalifi tackled on the 30-metre line. Tackled, ironically, by Joe Nullavow. Nathan Smith cuts out Paulo. It's gone out to Morris Blair. And he's about 7 metres from halfway on 5. Walsh down in the direction of Growth. A ring of 3 defenders around Growth. He's only able to make it out to the 30-metre line. Is ready. Kulatua shuts the door together with Romolo. Now for Kalis. Kingston. That's right. Standing and offloading back to Bird. Cooper on top of him. The Bird had lost his footing. Kingston out from dummy half. Inside ball, Robson. Paulo's with him. Got a one-hander to Jared Hayne. Support comes up. It's Luke Burt. And Burt scores after planting a good play together with Jared Hayne. Parramatta under the bar for that try.
Well, both sides having plenty of success up in the middle of the ruck. Some nice interplay again, and Luke Burt played plenty of fullback. Got the number 2 on his back, and he's a wonderful support player up the middle. Here is the fullback in Jared Hayne, and Burt has come a long way in to help out in the middle of the play. Hayne sums up the situation, draws the fullback, holds it back, commits Samet, and makes it an easy task for Luke Burt to go in under the post. The lead about to change once again.
There's the big Panther scoreboard. Used to growl the scoreboard. I don't know if it still does. ping, straight through the middle. There he goes. Into the scoreboard.
So Luke Burt converts his own try, and Parramatta, now they lead by 2 with an hour of the game gone. Sunday afternoon football on 9, coming to us on the foot of the mountains at Penrith's home ground, CUA Stadium, Credit Union Australia. And people accommodating that grandstand on the eastern side that carries the sponsor's name, basking in the sunshine. Rabbitohs Panthers at ANZ next Friday night. So it'll be another desperate night, of course, for Penrith. All their matches desperate. I think they've got to win 6 from 10 in the run down the hill. This is Kingston.
I'm going to go out on a limb here, Ray. I'm going to say that the scoreline's not going to finish 28-26.
That's brave of you, Pete. Played by Broderick Wright. Kingston has gone on. Mortimer puts a kick in. Sits him low. That suits Jared Sammut because he's built pretty close to the ground. And the whistle goes on, and Sammut plays it for Walsh. Go to the right side then for Brad Tighe to play the ball. Stepping out of the tackle is Romolo. Ian Smith. His timing's been out a couple of times today, the big fella. But as I pointed out, he's had a rotten run with injuries. So his tackling practice might have been down in match play. Now Wade Graham. Oh, he showed it. They stood off him. Here comes support. And it is none other than Jennings scoring number 3. Looked at Wade Graham like he was a statue. And then Jennings flashed up. And away he went for 3.
Well, the initial contact from both teams, it is flimsy, it is wafer thin. And we talk about Luke Burt coming from a long way away to back up and score a try. So too Michael Jennings on that occasion. Wade Graham, very strong. He's more like a back rower, Wade Graham. He's got the build of a lock forward, throws the fend into the chest of Nathan Kalis, and well, he had to go back into second gear. He was on overdrive, Michael Jennings. He was going to go past Wade Graham too quickly, so he had to slow down. And Graham had to make sure that he got this pass going backward, which he did. Put Jennings in for his 3rd. All momentum going across.
Yes, Michael. It is 3. 3 for the day. And how Craig Bellamy would be loving the thought that this fellow might be able to score 3 on Wednesday week when you'll see the exclusive coverage of Game 3 of Harvey Norman State of Origin 2009. Jennings, 3 tries. Walsh converts the 3rd of them. We've reached the 60. 32-28. Frank Pulatua carrying the ball 15 away from his line.
And Ray, while we're having a good time with this and the fans are getting plenty to cheer, the bottom line is that in the NRL competition, you can't score this amount of points and be beaten. Now, I don't know who's going to go on and win this game, but one of these teams is going to rack up 30 points.
They put him into a dangerous position, mate.
Dangerous tackle here against Parramatta. But you can't score that amount of points and be on the losing side, especially when you're fighting to keep your season alive.
Tim Grant lifted above the horizontal, bringing the penalty. And now from Walsh back into the middle of the ground, he finds Nathan Smith. And he's picked up and driven by some savage defence from Parramatta. In fact, the tackle on Grant that brought the penalty, and that tackle was about as aggressive as it's got. For 65 minutes of this game, Waterhouse up to the 30-metre line. Held down by Wright it was, then Graham sliding the pass up for Cooper. That's the 20-metre line where he plays the ball. Graham on the short side, Sammut up the middle, running into Kalis. 5 gone for the men in black as the kick from Walsh goes straight to Lowry, who makes the catch and will make the play the ball.
14 minutes left on the clock for the difference. You know, there's never been more than 6 points between these two sides all day. It's really been a tit-for-tat scoring sheet that we see here. The Panthers now have the 4-point lead. They need to turn that into 10 and get the buffer zone. 6 points is the biggest lead in this game, even though we've had 60 points scored. Remarkable.
Talking of tennis, it's been like watching a game of tennis, really.
Did you see that Serena Williams last night?
Yes, I did.
Gee, she was impressive.
Mortimer's kick has come off the rump of a Panther. And it's come back down for Parramatta.
Oh, that's interesting. Nathan Smith on it was a man who went up, and I thought even though he turned his back, it's still an attempted play at the ball. The referees don't agree.
I can't quite work that out. I would have thought it was played out. I know he turned his back. There's the crowd. It is a good crowd. 16,845. I'm sure he played at the ball. But anyway, it's a knock on, so there's a little bit of karma coming through there with Morris Blair's mistake. Tim Gilbert sideline.
Yeah, this is a huge 13 minutes for Parramatta. They win here, they go to 17 points, they leapfrog Canberra. Manly lose tomorrow night, and they're only 1 out of the 8. They lose today, they stay on 15. Manly win, they go to 20, and really their season is gone.
Pull them together, Locks.
Moy and Keating both expecting to be brought back into the game in the near future, you would think. Or staying stretched in readiness in case Daniel Anderson wants them out there. Kalis held by Waterhouse. Almost to the halfway. Kingston shrugs off Waterhouse. Comes across to Robson. Back to Broderick Wright. He did well to make a catch. Jennings makes the tackle. Kingston gives the ball. Robson back to the middle. Hayne away from Puletua. Haynes away from another. Well, he's not really. He was dragging Wade Graham along like a caravan. He plays the ball for Reddy. Now for Robson. Robson to Mortimer. Mortimer to Manor. Manor taken by Waterhouse. Gets the ball out the back. They get a ball away through Broderick Wright. It's gone on. And out to Ben Smith. And he'll play the ball. 9 away from the corner post. Play back for Lowry. Mortimer puts a kick in. Here comes Jared. Oh, good catch, Wade Graham. I think Jared thought he had it. But Wade Graham just beat him with a punch.
So Jared Hayne and Wade Graham have had their moments in the last 10 minutes. It was Jared Hayne who pulled through Wade Graham's tackle to score his try. He looked like he'd done it again, Jared Hayne, but Wade Graham held on. And that time their battle was in the air. With Wade Graham coming up with a great snatch. Just as Jared Hayne looked to be going to outleap him. 11.5 minutes to go. Come on, let's see some defence. Let's see who wants this the most.
Yes, it is. It's Tia Khalifi, who's down injured, unable to play the ball. Tackle 3 has expired.
Solid debut for this young man too. He's mistake-free. He's got involved. Plays physically.
Been watching him off the ball too, Peter. He reads defence really well. He's gone up hard to cut plays off, and he's eased back when he had to. He's got a good head on his shoulder. I think I saw him play in the Arrival Live Cup too. In the schoolboy competition, I remember the name.
Well, he hasn't been overawed by the situation. His problem there is that arm that's gone down underneath the tackle, the elbow, it would appear. He doesn't have any worries about somebody that might have a grand final ring, like Joe Nullivar, who came in off his wing, took him out, didn't worry about him. And there's been no sign of first game nerves at all for the Minchinbury Jets.
Well, that's the 5th tackle against the Panthers now, and Frank Pritchard attracts a lot of defenders, so they're kicking deep in their territory, and there's an injured brigade there. And Elford.
Problem. Wade Graham's been tackled on the last, and it's inside the 20. Well, this is an invitation. Parramatta behind by 4. And the clock starting to come into it. Kalis 10 out. A crucial game for both sides, more so for Parramatta. Mortimer Now here is Robson. Back for Kingston. He's able to get it away. Mortimer will score again. Daniel scores his second. They're just not shutting the ball carriers down, and the points become an avalanche.
And more than likely a new leader, and Mortimer gets another try. He's having a field day up in the top grade. This is the last tackle, a disgraceful pass from dummy half on the last. And Wade Graham had to hand the football over inside his own territory. And then how many times should this tackle have been completed? Mortimer gets it there, comes back on the inside. Jeff Robson should have been closed down there. Three players went low. That's definitely one that should have been stopped by Pritchard and Samet. And Mortimer just slides through. Good work, Robson, to get that one away, and so too Kevin Kingston.
He's had quite a day, hasn't he, Mr. Mortimer? Scored a couple, had a hand in another, been very busy off the ball. He's a real footballer, this kid. But I can't believe, with the game on the line, that you can allow so many offloads near your own goal line like that. I get the feeling Parramatta have thought all day they got Penrith covered and can score at will.
So Burt puts it straight over the black bar, or the black dot, and 34 plays 32. The change in leadership has happened 5 times now.
Daniel Mortimer came into first grade a few weeks ago, and they all thought, oh, well, is he big enough? Is he tough enough? Is he what? He's just skillful. He's a real little footy player, knows where to be, anticipation, knows the skills of his teammates. Just keeps coming to the game. He's a footballer.
Play by Manor. Kalis bumping his way through.
There it stays now, Ray. Next try wins, if there is one.
Moy. 40-metre line. Kingston, a short ball for Broderick Wright. Just onto Panthers' side of halfway now. Kingston again. Moy. And Tim Grant is there with Gavin Cooper to the short side for Robson. He puts it down to Tia Khalifi. And the Parramatta chase is good on the kick. And Khalifi will play a 10 out from his line.
Rabbits, with the experience in this Parramatta side, I would expect them to win from here. Now that they've got the lead within 7 minutes of full time, they should win if they really want it.
Blair is under that tackle. Wright and Kingston hang on. Put Paul Ayton back into the game. I think the hook might have come out for young Romolo. I won't go there because it might not have been his pass that eventually went to Wade Graham and saw the Parramatta try scored. Not certain. Here's Hayne. But Ayton has been good. Why wouldn't you get him back into the game? Now it's with Luke Burt running at Nathan Smith and Trent Waterhouse.
This is where the Penrith defence should be attacking the Parramatta attack, but they're letting them run to them. Nathan Kalis, easy meters. No, they're behind. They've got to up the tempo of this game, Penrith.
There's Gross coming in for his tuppence worth of the action, getting it to halfway. Tackle number 4, Moy, and getting a ball across then to Burt. And he'll play it just inside the 40-metre line. On the 5th, Robson to Mortimer. And it goes high, bringing Samet up, and Hayne goes up it and beats them both. 3 in the jump, the Parramatta player winning it. Hindmarsh looking. Ben Smith can't handle it, got knocked on, I thought, from Ben Smith. The kick has gone into the in goal and dead.
You're leading by 2 and you're doing that. I don't get it.
Pulatura. Put down by Manu and Hindmarsh.
Very important now for Parramatta not to give away a penalty. They've got Penrith at the right end of the field. They don't want to give them an easy out as Moose Blair takes it. Second tackle. Still in their own 40.
Waterhouse. Held by two of the smaller Parramatta players. And eventually Kalis goes in and puts his weight into the tackle. Right on halfway. Aiton for Walsh and Walsh for Ty and Ty for Blair. Blair down to the 40-metre line. Fourth tackle for the Panthers. Now for Walsh, who works it from the open back to the blind. Puts a ball down there for Pulatua. He tries to get a pass out the back. He does. Parramatta's Ben Smith has got it.
Knock on Parramatta too, Ray.
There's a knock on. Penrith will get the feed just outside the 30-metre line.
It's all right, you guys have got to get him too.
Yeah, Nathan Hindmarsh trying to take an intercept there from the Frank Pulatua offload. That's as good as a penalty. Gives them 6 down this end of the field. They feel that this is the game here.
Brad Ty sprints and tries to get through, but Hindmarsh broke quickly. Aiton for Paulo, and Paulo is 15 out from the line. With 4 minutes of the game to go, Walsh finds Nathan Smith and is dragged down by Moy and Mortimer. Aiton again, back for Walsh, a dummy to Paulo, a give to Jennings, looking for 4 tries, gets the pass to Tia Khalifi, and the young man, the rookie on debut, gets a try.
Well, it hasn't been awarded. We're going upstairs, but Penrith are in no doubt that they've scored the try. We're going to have a look at the pick-up from dummy half. Beautiful move from Michael Jennings, again with space to move. He put a wonderful move on. Paul Aiton, that's fine. I don't see a knock on there. Luke Walsh, second man play. Gets the football, no problem. And the move from Jennings, I think, on Joel Reddy, superb. And we spoke about the debut of this young man. Well, he might have got the match winner. That's a debut.
Jennings' move was outstanding. Sign of a real class player, or a class ball runner. There's the try to the Panthers. We're going to have a kick from the sideline. Now for the Panthers. Well, no matter, they've gone to the front, 36-34. But Jennings' little stutter and speed to the outside. Watch the way he beats his own man and drags the winger in. He beats Reddy, drags Growth, and makes the opening up for his wingman. That's brilliant stuff.
I think he could have got 4 if he wanted to.
Yeah, very unselfish, wasn't he? But he did it expertly. He beat Reddy for pace. He threatened Growth.
Yep.
Pulled Growth away from the sideline. Put this kid, Tia Khalifi, in.
I'm sure he could have scored himself, Mike. So from the sideline, well done, Tia Khalifi, by the way. On debut, we've talked about him often today. It's been a significant debut, and then he finishes with a try that might win the match. 4 from 6 for Luke, and we're now up to the 70-point score. The kick is good. The kick is good. The scoreboard has already changed. Down at the southern end, in flight, they changed it. 38-34, with less than 2 to go.
Well, Luke Bird is an expert at the short kickoff here. He will try and lob one up here for someone to come through and grab it. Jared Hayne is wide. There's the kick. It's high. Here comes Hayne.
He's got the ball, Jared Hayne, and he loses his footing. But they're on the 20-metre line. Just over 2 minutes to go, looking at the clock again. Moy is with the ball, and Parramatta, they cough it up. He tried to force the pass. There was no need for it.
No. Not necessary.
Paulo, we got to 78 minutes without a no. We nearly got there. Aiton gets it to Pulatua. Moy makes the tackle.
That was a couple of letters. No.
He will be dirty on himself, Moy. They had a couple of minutes, and it was only the second tackle. Played by Paulo, Walsh inside, Pritchard up the middle, and Parramatta now with 1.25 minutes to go. Walsh drives it down between wing and full-back. Jared Hayne. Oh, he's run into the shoulder of Tia Khalifi, who puts him over the sideline. Touch judge has got the flag up. And the kid from Minchinbury is getting a hero's reception.
Well, in the 80th minute of the game, we finally get a brute big hit. The biggest tackle of the day from the rookie, Tia Khalifi, who took on the man of the moment, Jared Hayne. And with that tackle, will secure a victory for his team. The first tackle of the day, Rabbits. The first one all day.
Yes. 38 to 34. And the Panthers are going to get home.
And the Eels have scored 34 points and got beaten. I think it's only the 5th time this year they've scored more than 20 points. And they've been rolled as Brad Ty wrestles. No mistakes now for the home team. Just tuck it under the wing. Take it forward, wind the clock down, and move back into the top 8.
Played out there by Blair. Ayton gives it to Paulo. Tackled by Kingston. 10 away from the uprights. This is Walsh with the ball. Now with Graham. And he'll play the ball. With only a matter of seconds remaining in the game. Wade Graham slow to rise. And the referee signifies full time. Penrith have won it. With how many tries? 7 to them. And 6 to Parramatta. 13 tries in the game. And the Panthers win by 4.